In this video we talk about pollination. Here what is meant by pollination? Here the transfer of the pollen grains from the anther to the stigma. It is known as a pollination. Here the transfer of the pollen grains from the anther to the stigma. It is called pollination. See, these pollination is many types. We have to discuss some types. Here the autogamy. Autogamy. What is meant by autogamy? Here the transfer of the pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower. Stigma of the same flower of the plant body. Here the transfer of the pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower of the plant. This is called autogamy. In some plants like Viola, Oxalis, Camelina, these are having the two types of flowers. They are Chasmogamous flowers and Clistogamous flowers. See here the Chasmogamous flowers, these are like aerial flowers. These are called open flowers. Open flowers are like other species. Which means these flowers are arranged on the aerial parts of the plant body. See here, these are exposed to the stamens and stigma to the environment. See here, it is an open flower. That's why it is exposed to their stamens, exposed to their anthers, and exposed to their stigma. But here, coming to the Clistogamous flowers, Clistogamous flowers are the closed flowers. These are, see here, these are arranged from the rhizome. Which means here these flowers which are underground part. These are developed underground part. So these flowers are originated from the rhizome of the plant body like Viola, Oxalis and Camelina. See here, these are the closed flowers, which means these are not opened flowers. Which means here the anthers and stigma within the closed environment. So the anther discs and which means here they are dispersal of the pollen grains, and these pollen grains are, which means they are closely related, closely arranged. Anthers and stigma are closely arranged in the closed manner, in the closed appearance. So the pollen grains are reached to the stigma within the environment. So this is that type of the fertilization which is occur in the Clistogamous. That's why it is closed flowers. Here it is the self-pollination only occurs. Here it is the only self-pollination which is occur in the Clistogamous flowers. It is only a self-pollination. Here it is avoid the cross-pollination. Why? Because it is closed flowers. Cannot accept the other pollen grains. That's why it is closed flowers. So here it is. Yes, autogamous. Here next, but in some species, see here, the Streptocarpus princeps, both flowers here, it is the Chasmogamous and Clistogamous. Both flowers are developed aerially. But here, the Chasmogamous flowers are originated on aerial part, but Clistogamous flowers are originated in the underground part. But in Streptocarpus princeps, both flowers are developed aerial part. See here, this is about the autogamy. Next, coming to the geitonogamy. See here, the pollination. See here, the transfer of the pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the another flower of the same plant. That is called geitonogamy. See here, it is genetically similar. To the autogamy. Why? Because the pollination which is occurring within the same plant. That's why here it is the genetically is similar to the autogamy. Yes. Next, genogamy. Here the transfer of the pollen grains from the flower of the one plant to the stigma of the another plant. that is called xenogamy. That pollination is called xenogamy. Here, this is the only type of the pollination which brings genetically different types. Genetically, it is different types of the pollen grains to the stigma. Here, this is about the pollination. Thank you.